So currently I've got 22 credit cards and counting, and two of the top things people ask me all the time are how much money are you actually spending on those, and which credit cards do you find yourself using the most? Now, instead of just telling you guys the answers to those questions, I figured I'd go ahead and show you instead and sort of take you along with me for a what I spend in a week type of video. So let's go ahead and just start right off here with Sunday the other week, where Jackie and I began our day by just going to our gym, where we both have a monthly membership that cost $203.98 for the two of us. As a fixed cost, that works out to be around $46.06 per week, and we put that on my Bilt MasterCard because I get charged for it on the first day of the month when Bilt runs their whole rent day promotion, which has double points as a feature. So that means I'm earning 2x points instead of 1x points. So for that weekly gym cost, that is going to work out to be around 92 Bilt points that I'm earning. Now, paying over $200 per month for a gym membership for two people might sound a little bit expensive, but honestly, health and fitness is one area of spending for me and Jackie where we do purposely try to spend a little bit more because we just love that stuff, and there's obviously going to be a lot of benefits in the future to staying in shape. So we've really just made it a priority in our budget over the past year to be willing to pay for things like this because we can afford it as well. Then later in the day, we just watched the Eagles with some friends as they took care of business with the Giants, which was great to see. And we watched that game with our Hulu Plus live TV subscription, which honestly we do really only have so that we can watch live sports and maybe some TV shows every now and then. Our Hulu bill is $81.61 per month, but I pay for it with my Amex Platinum card where I get $20 back every month thanks to the digital entertainment credit on that card. So really it's only $61.61 per month, or around $13.91 per week, where I'm earning 1x back for that for 14 Amex points if I round up. Now, other than those two fixed costs, there weren't really any other purchases to mention for Sunday. So let's go ahead and move on to Monday and Tuesday, which were actually my only two work days from home this week before I flew down to stay in Atlanta for a few days for FinCon. And of course, I did use some points and miles to save money on that trip, so I'll also get into how I redeemed some of those points and miles later on as well. Now, on Monday, we sort of had an early start to the day when our new dog Cody had some bad stomach issues, to put it lightly. So I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to deal with that, and then Jackie eventually took him later on in the day to get checked out at the vet because it wasn't really getting much better. And we also don't have any pet insurance yet, so let me know down in the comments below if you guys think that might be worth it. But luckily the vet bill here wasn't too bad, and it only came in at $168.39 for that visit, plus then some medicine they prescribed for him. For that, we used my Chase Freedom Flex, where one of the rotating categories for this quarter is actually pet shops and vet services, so at least we were able to earn 5x back on that to earn 842 points. We also ordered some new dog food over on Amazon because the vet recommended it, so that was $77.36, and we used my new Discover It card to earn 5% cash back, or really $3.86 on that purchase, because Amazon is one of the rotating categories over on that card for the fourth quarter right now. But because I'm in my first year cashback match period with Discover, I know they're also going to eventually match that with another $3.86, so I'm also going to count that here as well. Then after that long morning, I drove over to the one and only Wawa to go and grab a little pick-me-up with some Celsius that I stocked up on to just power me through the next couple of work days. So that came out to be $5.30, and I used my Chase Freedom Unlimited card to earn 1.5x back on that for around 8 points. The rest of the day wasn't really that exciting because I was just locked in and getting some script writing done for a YouTube video. And then honestly on Tuesday, it also wasn't too exciting either because I just really spent most of that day working and then filming a YouTube video just so I could hand that off to my editor while I was away at FinCon. So no other money was spent on Tuesday, so there's not really much to report here. But then on Wednesday, I did have my flight from Philly to Atlanta in the morning, and because I was going to be gone and Jackie also had to go into work, that meant that we had to go and find a place for Cody to stay with dog daycare. And normally for something like that, it's only $35 to $40 per day, but we did have to spend $85 on Wednesday, so that way they could make sure they gave him some extra attention and also just give us more updates and photos because he was still getting better from those stomach issues. For that, again, we used my Chase Freedom Flex to get 5x back for 425 Chase points, and then I was off to the airport where I had to pay around $106 for 3 days of parking using my Chase Ink Unlimited card to get 1.5x back for around 159 Chase points, because this was obviously for a business-related trip. At the airport, I needed some caffeine as always, so I did go ahead and find some Celsius again for $6.65 for another 10 Chase points using my Freedom Unlimited. And then I was off to Atlanta in a Comfort Plus seat on Delta in the exit row because I just wanted a little bit of extra room to get some work done on the flight. Plus, I'm actually pretty tall in person, which comes as a surprise to most people when they meet me, so I always try to get just a little bit more legroom on planes when I can. There weren't really any great deals with points and miles for this flight down to Atlanta, so I was only able to use points and miles to book the hotel and then the return flight home, which I'll get to later on. But luckily, the cash prices here were not too bad, so I only had to pay $275 using my Amex Business Platinum card to earn 5x back, so that added up to 1,375 points. Once I got to Atlanta, I saved some money by paying only $3.50 for the MARTA train from the airport to downtown, using my Chase Sapphire Reserve to earn 3x back on that for around 10 points. And that put me about a block away from my hotel, which was the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. I stayed here once before back in December when I came down to Atlanta to see Penn State just get crushed by Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl. But Hyatt Regencies make great locations for conferences like FinCon. And the one thing that was also nice here with this trip is that this Hyatt is a Category 4. And what that means is that I was able to use a free night award certificate that I had, which is valid for any Category 1 to 4 property. I got that free night award through my Chase World of Hyatt credit card, which costs $95 as an annual fee and comes with one free night award every single year. And because the cash rate here with taxes and fees included worked out to be around $227.75 per night, that means I basically paid $95 for that credit card, which then gave me the free night. So paying $95 to get $227 in value is great, and it's why the Hyatt card is easily going to be a keeper card for many people to justify having. Then for the other 2 nights that I had here, the cash price would have been $455.50, but because the points price was only 12,000 Hyatt points per night, or 24,000 points total, I just decided that I was going to transfer some Chase and Bilt points to book that instead. That works out to be a redemption of around 1.9 cents per point, which isn't super high, but it's also really not that bad either, considering that usually I'm aiming to get at least around 2 cents per point when I'm redeeming. And yeah, I could have also used this hotel stay as a business expense, but honestly, in these types of scenarios, sometimes I will use this as an opportunity for a write-off, and then some other times I just kind of want to use points. So in this case here, I guess I decided that I did want to use points because I knew I was already spending sort of a lot of money over the course of this whole week. After I got there, I just dropped off my bags and then went out to lunch with some other content creator friends in the whole credit card space and spent $23.61 using my Amex Gold card to earn 4x back on that for 94 points. And then later on that night, I was able to attend a sponsored dinner where the food there was included, so didn't really have to spend any money on that, which was pretty cool. The next day, I went to breakfast that was down in the restaurant in the hotel lobby, which was actually free for me because I have Hyatt Globalist status. So that saved me around $35 right there, and honestly, it saved me thousands of dollars over the course of this year alone with breakfast at Hyatt properties. So definitely a very awesome benefit that can make top tier Hyatt status worth pursuing. Now, back at home, Jackie had to work on Thursday as well, so what she had to do was find somewhere for Cody to go and be watched again. But luckily for that day, we actually did have a scheduled visit to an actual dog sitter who just watches dogs within their home for the day. So Cody really seemed to like that, and this was also much more affordable than what we did the day prior because we only paid $35 here. However, we did have to pay using Venmo, so no credit cards used and no points earned on that. Now, back in Atlanta, I just got some work done in my hotel room on Thursday, which was a room that was slightly upgraded to a corner room when I checked in a little bit early. And I probably could have also pushed to get upgraded to a suite or something like that just because of my status and how many suites are there on that property. But honestly, I didn't really need it, so I was cool with what I got. Then I went to a few FinCon presentations and just chatted with some other people throughout the day. And for anyone curious, I paid $318.40 for my ticket, which was also 50% off. And if you're unfamiliar, FinCon is just a big financial conference out there for creators, bloggers, podcasters, brands, or really anyone else in the personal finance space within digital media. So honestly, to me, that was a pretty good deal. And I used my Chase Inc. Unlimited card for this business expense to earn 1.5x back for 477 Chase points. After a full day of FinCon, there were some other events to go to at night, so I didn't really get any B-roll of those events, unfortunately, but it was still a very good time, a very good opportunity to go and just hang out with some people. And actually, I got so busy chatting with people that I forgot to go and eat dinner, so before the bar closed downstairs at midnight, I did go downstairs and grab a quick burger, which was $24.60 after taxes and tip. For that meal, I used my World of Hyatt card, which earns 4x Hyatt points per dollar on qualifying Hyatt purchases, plus another 5x points for being a Hyatt member, and I got some other bonus points as well for just being a globalist. So in total, after looking at my account, I earned 265 Hyatt points from this one meal. Now, after checking my credit card accounts for Thursday, I also saw that Jackie and I had an automatic recurring order placed on Amazon for a 6-pack of Sun Butter for $41.99. And for anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually severely allergic to peanuts and tree nuts, so this is just sort of a substitute that Jackie and I eat, which is made out of sunflower seeds. The funny thing is that Jackie was actually obsessed with peanut butter before we ever met, and now she's just completely given it up in favor of this Sun Butter, which she also says is not even remotely as good. So if you can, go ahead and leave a gold star emoji down in the comments below to show Jackie that she's an amazing wife, because I'm sure she'd appreciate that. But anyway, that $41.99 Amazon purchase went on my Discover card, again because of the 5% Amazon category as well as my first year cashback match. So that works out to be $2.10 plus an extra $2.10 just for that matching. Then on Friday, I got breakfast for free downstairs again with my globalist benefit, and then just kind of hung around with some friends after that for a few hours. And then after that, the rest of the day was filled with a mix of me doing some work as well as as me going to a few more presentations over at FinCon, so no other extra costs. Then I grabbed a quick burger again at the hotel bar for dinner for another $24.60 and earned another 265 Hyatt points. And then after that, I was able to have some fun at a pickleball event where there was a full-on pickleball tournament that actually took place with the lights turned off for glow-in-the-dark matchups. So I had a great time there to sort of end the whole FinCon 2024 experience, but the event was sponsored, so it was no cost to get in. However, I did have to catch a Lyft to get to and from the venue, so that was $22.42 to get there, and then another $22.26 to get back to the hotel. The cool thing with Lyft, though, is that right now, both Chase and Bilt actually have some partner benefits with them. So because I used my Chase Sapphire Reserve card, I was able to earn 10x points on Lyft rides, which is valid right now through March of 2025. And because I linked my Bilt Rewards account to Lyft, I was also able to earn 2x Bilt points on those rides. So in total, across those two rides, I earned 446 Chase points and 88 Bilt points. The next morning, it was time to again head home bright and early for a 7 a.m. flight. So I scheduled another Lyft for 5:30 a.m. to get to the airport, which was $41.11, and earned 411 Chase points using my Sapphire Reserve, plus 82 Bilt points on top of that. At the airport, you already know I had to go and get a Celsius for the caffeine. So that was $6 and went on my Chase Freedom Unlimited to earn 9 Chase points, and then I just sort of relaxed and waited around for my flight to board. Now, I was gonna fly economy to get back to Philly because it's only like an hour and a half flight, and American Airlines actually had the earliest flight out of there. But luckily, there was also a couple of cool things that happened with this flight right here, because first of all, I found a great points and miles deal that I was able to take advantage of for 11,000 American miles plus $5.60 in fees, and then I decided to pay those fees using my Amex Business Platinum card to earn 5x back for 28 Amex points. The cash price on this flight was $329, so that meant this was going to be a nice redemption of 2.94 cents per point in value, which is honestly pretty great for such a short economy flight. But then the other cool thing here is that as soon as I booked this economy ticket, I got upgraded to first class thanks to my American Platinum Pro status. This was actually a smaller aircraft in a 1-2 setup in the first class cabin, so I was able to grab one of the solo seats for more room just all around, which was kind of a nice bonus for this early flight. I also bought in-flight Wi-Fi because I just hate wasting time on a plane when I know it can be productive, so I decided to pay $13 for that on my Chase Inc. Unlimited card to earn 19 Chase points, and then I was able to manage to get some good work done for about an hour or so after takeoff, and then I just sat back and enjoyed some of the nice views as we got back into the Philly area. Now, after I picked up my car from the parking lot, I wanted to go and get Jackie just a quick little thank you gift for taking care of the new dog while I was away, and I saw some things over on Instagram over the past few weeks of people doing these boo boxes of little items for their significant other around a Halloween theme. So on the way home, I decided to stop at Target to pick up some chocolates and some warm socks, some ice cream, and a few other things like that. And the total for that ended up being around $69.76. I used my Discover It card for that to earn 5% back because Target is also a fourth quarter category in addition to Amazon right now. So that earned me $3.49 plus another $3.49 that, again, I'm gonna count here with the cashback match. Later on in the day, we also had to buy some groceries for the week along with some Halloween candy for trick-or-treaters because this was right before Halloween. So Jackie and I thought it would be kind of funny to give out some peanut butter chocolates, again, because I can't eat those right now. But we ended up spending $131.15 on groceries and used my Amex Gold card to earn 524 Amex points. Plus, we also bought a pumpkin for $6 and earned another 24 points that way. We also like to spend just a little bit extra on certain food items like meat at Whole Foods. So we went ahead and stopped there really quickly to pick up a few things that added up to another $61.10. Then I went and paid using some cool technology that Amazon and Whole Foods have at checkout. So I used my Amex Gold for that, again, to earn another 244 points. Now, obviously, there's a number of other fixed expenses that only come up maybe once per month, which I wanted to include here as well to get a more accurate spending number. So for rent and utilities, we paid $3,286.27 last month, and that breaks down to roughly $742.06 per week, which goes on our Bilt MasterCard to earn 1x back with no fees on rent for 742 Bilt points per week. For subscriptions, I like to put all these on my Bilt MasterCard as well, and what I've been doing is I've been working to sort of get them all charged on the first day of the month. That way they all qualify to earn 2x points under Bilt's monthly rent day promotion. So for these, I pay for Audible, which comes out to be roughly $3.58 per week for 6 Bilt points. There's Spotify, which is $4.07 weekly for 8 Bilt points. YouTube Premium is around $3.35 per week, earning another 6 points. And then Apple iCloud and Apple TV comes out to roughly $2.26 and $2.39 per week respectively, and each earns another 4 points. We also have Netflix, but honestly, I couldn't really find any trace of that payment, so we could be somehow still logged into a family member's account. And then for my phone bill for my iPhone with Verizon, that is $118.40 per month minus a $10 credit thanks to the Amex Business Platinum card that I used to pay for this. So that iPhone cost works out to be roughly $24.48 per week and earns 24 Amex points. Our home internet is also with Verizon, so we save a little bit of money through a bundle deal to get that for $24.99 per month or roughly $5.64 weekly. But it does not earn any points because there's all these credit card fees to process that, which are too high, so we just do a bank transfer from our SoFi account. Then my car payment for my used 2018 Hyundai Sonata is $379.79 per month right now, even though I'm probably just gonna go ahead and pay that off in full sometime before the end of the year. But as a weekly cost, that means my car runs me around $85.76, which is also just directly transferred out of my SoFi account for 0 points earned. On top of that, of course, you can't forget about car insurance, which was $1,705 for the 2 cars that Jackie and I have on that policy, which honestly, we probably do have to shop around for a new price at the next renewal, but that was for a 6-month premium payment. So for a weekly cost, that works out to be around $64.17. Normally with a larger one-time payment like car insurance premiums, I do like to try to time that around getting a new credit card. So that way a cost like that can at least go towards a minimum spend requirement for a new sign-up bonus. But we did not have any new credit cards or new sign-up bonuses to work on when we made that car insurance payment. So we just used my Chase Freedom Unlimited to earn 1.5x on that for effectively another 96 Chase points per week. So in total, that means over the course of this video, I spent a little over $2,500. And yeah, there is some mixed spending in there that belongs to only me and my business, as well as some spending that's more related to me and Jackie. But I figured at least this gives sort of just a rough look into my current spending habits because I do always like to be very transparent about my finances. Now, the cash back that I earned from that spending was $18.90. And then the points earned across a number of different points currencies, including Chase, Amex, Bilt, and Hyatt was around 6,800 points. And if we take those points and then convert them to a cash value at the bare minimum rate of 1 cent per point, then that would be worth around $68. Then if we combine the minimum value of those points plus the cashback value and then just divide that by the total amount of spending, that is going to give me a blended return on spend of over 3.3%, which is pretty good. Or if I value those points at 2 cents per point, which is typically just the way that I look at it, then combined with the cash value and then divided again by the total amount of spending, that would be almost exactly a 6% blended return on spending. So let me know down below if I spent too much or what you guys think. And obviously there is going to be some variations that happen from week to week, but if you enjoyed this, then I also think you're really going to enjoy another video that I made that I'll link to over here on the screen next. But as always, thanks for watching.